Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one, it's the only, it's True Grit, Alex Bryant, also known as the Impact Player, and some even call me the Natural Born Thriller. I'm your current Ring Wars Carolina World Heavyweight Champion, and you're tuning in to CCP Podcasting.
What is happening, friends of CCP Podcasting? Welcome to a live taping of Beyond the Bell. I am Chris Page. That is JB from No Game Unturned. Mr. JB, how are you, sir?
Hanging in there. It's been a week. Still got a lot of week to go. It's always fun to kind of put that aside and come in to talk some wrestling. Meet some people I've never met before.
Hey, this is going to be a great conversation, a great show. I cannot wait. Literally, this guy's been on my wish list for about a year or so since we got this platform off the ground, the Beyond the Bell specifically. And I'm going to tell you why. I had an opportunity back when we first pivoted to indie wrestling to really dive into the Georgia scene. I met up with Skrilla the Great and Najacism, Bryce Cannon, Rico Gonzalez. All these guys turned me on. Owen Knight. All these guys turned me on to different pieces of the scene in Georgia. Georgia has always been a real hotbed for professional wrestling, dated back to the infancy of professional wrestling, obviously through the territory days. When I saw this man compete, the first match that I ever saw him in, I was doing a spotlight on Deon Summerz, and I see this summertime street fight, and I went, "What the hell am I seeing here? This is fantastic." And from there,
Beach party brawl.
I did a little bit of digging, a little bit of research, and then since then have had the opportunity to see him on several other shows on the scene in Georgia. This guy is killing it. He's crushing it. And you were fucking ready to rock as soon as we got the confirmation that he was going to be here. So I'm excited for you to get this opportunity as well as I am. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Beyond the Bell Live, Mr. Lamar Diggs. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me, fellas.
No, man, pleasure is definitely all ours, man. This is going to be fun. I've been waiting to sit down and talk to you because I think you're tremendous. When I think of, I call it hoss fights. And dude, we're we're just going to get into some of it here in a little bit. JB, welcome our guest today, sir.
Oh, it's great to have you here, Mr. Diggs. Big fan of your work. Gotten to see some great stuff out of Kraken Pro. Great stuff out of Deep South Wrestling. I've been a fan of them for a long time. I'm glad they came back in 2023. So yeah, any of those I've been enjoying through YouTube, through any channel I can watch wrestling.
Oh, thanks. Most people don't know about my work with Deep South and Kraken. They know everything else, so I appreciate that.
Kraken is new friends actually of our social media.
Mhm.
I didn't know a whole lot about them, and over the last week and a half or so, I've gotten the opportunity to dive in a little deeper. Looking forward to talking about some of that here in just a little bit. Before we get started, guys, as usual, if you have questions, by all means, drop them in the chat. We will work them into the conversation as we go along today. And I do want to give a shout out to Crown Prince Sam. I see you, UK Paul. I see you from overseas. Goth, I see you from the Netherlands. No Game, you're there. Anybody else, welcome. If you have questions, drop them. Everybody's saying hello. They're welcoming you to the show. They've kind of done all that here just over the last course of the few minutes. Mr. Diggs, when we get started with these things, man, I like to start at the beginning, and I start with your fandom of professional wrestling. Where does wrestling intersect with you and your life, and who were some of the guys that drew you in?
With me, wrestling is literally cliche, my release. I mean, how many people get paid to beat up people? Plain and simple. Take all that bullshit from the outside world. Fuck that. Get in the ring, do your thing, come back and get paid for it. Like, I wish I had some sophisticated story to tell y'all, but I just said I wanted to do it, and I decided that I was going to do it. Like that. That's what keeps me sane. Wrestling.
So that was just kind of your escape. It was your outlet. Uh, I
Yeah.
I remember, man, back in my day, and again, I'm an '80s child, so I was growing up on Crockett and NWA. I got drew in by Flair, and Dusty, and later on by the Junkyard Dog when he hopped over. Of course, he wasn't the best, so I had to go back and look, and then I saw he came from Mid South, and was able to really check out some of the histories of these guys that drew me in. And with you, in your case, when you, I mean, do you remember? Would you recall the first thing that you got a chance to see? Was there a story, or was there anything in particular outside of
No.
just?
So you're gonna laugh at this, right? So I'm originally from a small town, Eufaula, Alabama, and
I'm from
my
Birmingham.
family is from. So yeah. So
I
know,
yes, sir.
Alabama's not a lot of nothing.
Facts.
My grandma is from a smaller, literally one traffic light town called Baker Hill. Sits on Her house sits on about 40 acres down in the middle of bumfuck Alabama. She got three channels, and they were never the same three on the same day. So far in the country, she couldn't get cable or satellite. Being
I
young, I used to have to go to the country. I hated it. No, I wasn't born in that part of the country, but we would have to go down there for Sunday dinner, have to stay the night. One parents had to work. And every Sunday morning, we would miraculously get CBS. Because mind you, we got rabbit ears antenna on the side of the house. And we would get, what was the WCW called? Their little flip show. I don't know what you
Worldwide.
want to call it. Like, it might
Worldwide.
have been worldwide. This is like early 90s. We
I
would
think.
get that, and it would barely come in. And that was the only thing I liked about it, was being in the country, was sitting there with my grandma and watching wrestling and how she hated Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
heck yeah.
our thing.
Yeah. Yeah. We
We sit there, we watch wrestling, and then what the fuck you call infomercials would come on, and she wouldn't turn the TV on again until like 8 o'clock,
I
and then
got
send us outside to frolic in the woods.
I you got somebody in chat from Anniston, Alabama originally, so they're very familiar as well.
Uh, One of
Um,
my old stomping grounds.
right? I think I've blazed through there a few times in my day as well. I'm gonna tell you, I used to people used to ask me what's the best thing about Alabama in general. And I used to say the interstate,
Leaving.
yeah, the interstate to Atlanta, 20, 20 to Atlanta was the best thing about Alabama. Uh, when you as you're growing up and you're starting to really pursue this or think about this is something that you want to pursue, what's that process look like for you? I mean, if you go, did you start training in you follow? I mean, because I trained. I'm from Pinson, Alabama, which is, I say Birmingham. Pinson is in between Birmingham and Gadsden. It's a little blip. Uh, so I had to train like on a mountain when I got into it by like Mad Dog Dan
So,
Sawyer back in the day.
so
So
another thing you don't laugh at. I'm from the country, so we out on the farm working out 200-300 watermelons at 5 o'clock in the morning when watermelons were decent size, two for $10. My family had a produce stand, fresh grown produce. Mind you, we sitting on 40 acres. They're farmers, all that stuff. That was my working out, going out there.
hmm
I moved to Atlanta. Even to this day, I hate going to the gym. I literally got in my process of, because I moved to Atlanta and started doing adult things because I'm from the country, so Atlanta's a big thing.
hmm
The only reason I literally got into Atlanta because back then it wasn't so easy to get into wrestling. Very
hmm
selective, had to have a certain height, certain body type, be in the right place at the right time. I literally was strolling on Facebook one day and saw a post for Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. I went to the show at the Quad. I liked it. Quad shuts down. They moved to, I think, Famous Pub, another area. And my nemesis, William Huckabee, Joe Black, um, Cedric Alexander, and some other people on the show. And one of the wrestlers mistook me for William Huckabee.
Oh,
And he was like, "Damn, you that big? You look like that. You need to be wrestling for somebody." And it just, looked up from there. I went to talking to people. Started to go to A4. They talked me out of it. Ended up getting in touch with Murder. The rest is, as you say, history.
JB, let me come around to you. What you just heard.
Yeah. So in those early days when you were working your way into the business, where you probably did all the normal, like setting up the ring, doing what you need to do, working your way in. Were there any people that you really sort of took as like the top people who were giving you tips, giving you ideas on how to start building a character?
So I was lucky enough to start with AWE when it was a hotbed for the people about to go to WWE. So as I was training doing the young boy stuff, they were having in Drew Galloway, Cedric Alexander, Leo Rush, um, Austin Creed would come in. Just like anybody, for some reason, anybody who was getting signed to WWE, their last stop would be there. And I was able to like pick their mind, ask them questions, hang out with them. Some people who, my favorite one, Eddie Kingston, like I'm having extreme close proximity to these people and I'm just getting all of their knowledge, just any questions I ask. Like Eddie Kingston is my favorite person that I had the young boy for because he's an open book. Anything I needed to ask. And then I had good trainers and I always had the right trainers that were just honest with me, that would tell me what I needed to hear. But I was able to just be a fly on the wall with some of the greatest, some of those popular people, like in WWE to this day. So I didn't have to like depend on people on the indie scene for information. I got it straight from the people who were going up.
At least that's something you didn't squander that opportunity. You made very good use of it and was able to pick some of the brains and the names that you just dropped. Like that's a who's who. Uh, and to be able to have that opportunity, man, the best I got was, and this is not a knock by any means. It was I got to hang out with Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson for about 6 or 7 weeks and do a loop with them late '99, 2000. And it was a learning tree experience and one of those moments where you can sit back and really hone in on the advice that you're seeking. Now, with the advice that you did seek from these people, how were you able to implement it into your game?
The best advice I did get was like to just like your best character is gonna be an extension of you
Hmm.
instead of trying to come up with this, flamboyant or mimic other people, that they would always compare you to someone else if you want original. And even though I got that advice, I literally had to see it for myself just to, come up because we all played Raw vs. SmackDown. We come up with these characters just like this, still all their moves. Of course, they want to mow the grass a day I do an interview.
You're okay.
Uh, but like I said, I want to say it was Eddie, and he was just like, my character is me turned up to 10. And he's really like that. When he goes out and get these fiery, passionate promos, speaking from experience, that is literally him when he's talking about something he really cares about. And that's just what resonates with people.
When you're going through training and you get through that, right? Let's talk a little bit about your debut. Uh, when you get that opportunity to step through that curtain, what's going through your head?
My very first match was against Tyler Cross. He's a guy who's big down the South. It was in somewhere in Georgia in a skating ring. I damn near shit myself. Not only because Siler was big as me, but Siler's a big old heavy-handed Vader type boy, and he's just, hey, in your mind, you're gonna go out there and do all these flashy moves, and you're gonna do this, do that, and he's like, hey, he didn't say I'm a jobber, but hey, this is your debut. This is just about getting the crowd over. You get that one thing you do really good, you're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna beat your ass for 4 minutes. And it was humbling because I walked out in my head, I got my theme song playing, and they messed up my theme song. They just played a random ass song. I'm walking out there to like maybe 20 people. Everybody's like, who the fuck is this guy? And then now I'm the face, and he comes out, this big guy going, oh, and they're going crazy for him. And I'm like, damn, this is not how it was playing in my head. And it was a good match. I ain't gonna say it was nothing special, but just say I didn't win, and
It's a
but I
starting
stayed
point.
with it.
Yeah, it's a starting point.
Yeah.
That's the. I mean, I tell you, like, I debuted in front of fucking 3 people. I'm not kidding. 3 paid. Like, it happened. And then obviously audience sizes grew as I grew and traveled around a little bit. And I thought that it's very interesting that when you start like this, you have nowhere to go but up. Nowhere. Uh, what experience did you take from that debut, and how did you start building to the Lamar Diggs that we see today? Because the Lamar Diggs that we see today, this is somebody you do not want to fuck with. I've seen those forearms. I have seen the damage that they can do. You don't want to play with this guy.
I mean, and like I said, it was a humbling experience. And my trainer, he pulled me to the side, and he was like, "You see that? The way you felt, how they didn't know you, all your enthusiasm, felt like you were just drained out there going through the motions." He was like, "I know you don't ever want to feel that again. So you got to go out there and earn these people." He's a hard ass, so I'm not saying it like he said it, but he's like, "You got to go out there and earn these people's trust and their admiration, and then you're gonna get what Styler got." And I just took that and ran with it. Now it took me a while because I was new,
Mhm.
but once I got it, it was better than drugs.
Sure. I tell people all the time it's a high that you'll constantly chase. Once you get it down pat, and unless you're there and you've been involved, like, you'll never know the feeling. You'll never know the rush. You'll never feel it. And you're correct. It's better than any drug on the face of the planet. Wrestling is a drug. It's very addicting.
It
Uh,
is because if you don't make money, you're dead for love. So it is definitely a drug, and it's hard to get over. It's definitely something else.
JB, I'm gonna come around to you, sir.
Yeah, so when you were making your way up, you were starting to gain some ground, gain some traction, and I know you were traveling around Georgia, a couple different places down south. Um, when did you feel like you had that match and you said, oh, "I think I'm making it. I think I'm I'm getting the crowd. I'm getting that excitement going. I'm really feeling that energy going, that reaching that true high."
Um, I was on a show with who was it? I want to say EC3. And he was in TNA at the time, and he had to work someone, and I had already worked. He's watching my match, and he was like, "Damn, wish I could have worked you." And now, to most people, that's just that's a compliment. And I'm like, I ain't do nothing. He was like, "That's the point. You were you. The crowd loved you. You figured out the formula." And I was like, "Damn, really?" I was like, "Yeah, this kid wants to go out there and do all kind of stuff." And he's just like, "We're here for the crowd. We're here for a good time. This isn't in front of 20,000 people." I was like, yeah, but it was in front of it was a gym show. But to me, I was just like, it was just an average show. I took it because I didn't have anything to do. But for somebody to be like, somebody you look up to anybody who's made it.
Mm-hmm.
For him to be like, you got it, you just you figured it out. I was just like, what have I figured out? Like, you want to work with me? I was scared to work with, you know, people who were signed or had a name because I didn't want to mess up. He was like, I want to work with you. I'd rather have the match with you because you figured out the formula. So when he said that, it just blew my mind. I was like, whatever I'm doing, I'm just gonna up it and keep doing it.
You know, this is the second time in about a week and a half that we've had the opportunity to sit down and talk about just how the great of a mind EC3 has. We had Alex Bryan on a couple of weeks ago, and EC3 was very, very instrumental in his career as well, uh, with just a little assist here and a little assist there, helping him with character work and odds and ends. I think EC3 is kind of an unsung hero to a degree because I mean you look past everything, and I'm just talking about professional wrestling.
Yeah,
I don't know a goddamn thing about his personal life. Don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm talking about professional wrestling. This guy's got a mind for it, and has a knack for picking talent and picking good talent. So you're getting this endorsement from a dude who has a rep for this guy's got, and it's legit.
yeah. It like I said, it threw me off entirely. I wasn't expecting. I didn't even know he watched my show because the whole show. Matter of fact, it was him and Braun Strowman. They were in the corner, and like people would just go up to them, fanning out, and they were just like the quietest two people there
Hmm.
talking to each other. And it kind of felt like they weren't there, but when I talked to them, they were just like, "Yeah, we just kind of zone out because we don't want to bring attention to ourselves because this is your show." So, like I said, it just entirely threw me off. And back then, Braun, he had, I want to say he had just been released for the first time, or maybe it was right before he got officially signed. I'm not too sure. But Braun's just this big old like teddy bear. And he comes up after the show. He's like, EC3 likes you. I like you. If we come back, you're who we're working. So I was like, yeah. Yeah, big, tall, 6'12" man standing over me. Whatever you want.
Right? Uh, so $1 million question. Did you work? Did you pull double duty that night? Did you work EC3 again?
I did. It wasn't a match, but he got me involved in the match.
Okay.
So I added that to the count.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean that's
because
pretty.
I was literally gonna go home after the match. It was a 3 hour drive.
I
He was like, "No, I talked to the guy. This is gonna happen, and we want you to do a spot." And I did a spot with him. I took his finish from him. So
it's still an opportunity. It's a moment, and it's a breakout moment, specifically. Um, something that pandemic affected everybody, in different ways, and I know we're just kind of bouncing around a little bit here and a little bit there. Again, it's organic conversation, guys. Um, pandemic gave opportunities to some of you guys as well because I got to see you on Dark.
yes,
Uh,
it
I
did. Yes, it
got
did.
I got to, and that was another, and this was before I saw, and it didn't register with me, and until well after the fact. This is well before we do independent wrestling on this platform. It's well before we even did any kind of wrestling on this platform. I don't think the platform existed. It was after I saw your match with Summers, and then I went back and I was like, I've seen him somewhere. I've seen him somewhere, and I found it. How was it for you to get the opportunity to go down and do AEW in Jacksonville?
That was great. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Um, I was there doing a lot more pandemic shows than I was featured in. I did more matches than were shown because they were doing a lot of matches
Yeah,
because they
sure.
were just trying to get content. A lot of the matches didn't air simply because some of the talent they were using, and this is not me talking bad about anybody. This was in AEW's first inception. A lot of the talent weren't up to par at the time, or were just kind of phoning it in. And these are not my words, but some of the matches I had, they were not aired because I made the person look bad. And then there were matches that I was specifically told not to do and taken out of because they weren't right for me. Um, Now, mind you, we were paid very good to be down in Orlando.
Mm.
Uh, TK Tony Khan treated us very right. But I remember QT telling me that, I know you're kind of upset your matches hadn't aired and everyone else is getting weekly matches. But he's like, when you get your match, you'll know it's time to show out. And when I got it, it was crazy. It was against Nick Camarado. And he was like, well, Nick wants to work with you, and I know you're capable of it. Tony's in the back doing his thing. They go out, they do the introduction. I'm nervous as all hell in front of the Orlando crowd, and they knew who I was. We proceeded to have the match, and Tony literally stopped me. I just froze up. He stopped me as I was coming back, and he was like, "That's the greatest match Nick's ever had." And Nick's behind me, and he just looked at me. He's like, "What?"
Mm.
And QT looks at me, and he just laughs and he smiles. And Tony pulls me to the side, and we had a conversation. And he's like, "So we'll see you at the next taping." And I was like, "Yeah. What are you gonna say to that?"
Uh, when, where, time, date? Yes, please. All of the
And
above.
then I literally, like I said, I'm exhausted. Nick's a big guy. Nick's like a corny phrase, but tank with a Ferrari engine. And they
Mm-hmm.
haven't been giving him people that could keep up with him, like physically wise. And our match was super basic, super simple. And he loved it out of the 12 hours we'd been there taping. TK talked about that match for a month. And every day at training, QT was like, "Hey, TK's still talking about you. You got a month. I ain't gonna tell you who you got, but you got a month." And that was just wild.
Well, I can only imagine. And it's a big opportunity, and you cashed in on it, and you impressed the man that you needed to impress. Uh, whatever happened with that? Is that something you want to talk about? Like, I don't want to go anywhere that you're not comfortable with, but it just seemed like you're.
I will. So I had my next match. It was with Sunny Kiss. It was a good match. Um, I guess it was his way of testing to see could I hang with the faster style of the people.
Hmm.
Sunny works a striking luchador fancy move, more character driven match. We have the match, same exact result. TK's back, meets me backstage. QT meets me backstage, and we're talking and we're talking and talking, and like other matches are going on, we're still talking, talking, talking. Other matches are going on, we're still talking, talking, getting information. And he looks at me and he says, "How old are you?" And I think I had just turned 35, maybe 34. Might have been earlier than that. I'm old. Um, and when I said that, he had kind of got deflated. Uh, it was right when WWE had announced they were taking in younger people, college students, more, not just like bringing people in.
Hmm.
They'd rather just train them from the start. And, he went back, TK goes back to his thing, and QT comes up to me. He was like, he was going to offer you a contract. He still might, so don't feel deflated. Like
Mm-hmm.
you did what you were supposed to do. And I didn't know what to think because I was like, well, what he's gonna offer me a contract? And like you ever felt you ever seen like heard someone say like you can feel the pressure leaving the room or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the saying is. Like the look in his face when I said I was 30 something. Mind you, this was on my birthday. Um, just like all the white left his face. And we go back to dark. I get a match, it didn't air, and QT's just like he doesn't like your age simply because you're a bigger guy. Where they're hiring younger people to keep up. He wants this to be a young man's game at this moment. It's like, don't worry, they are still talking about you. You are not out of there. Don't be disappointed or anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. And then they hired Keith Lee,
Mm-hmm.
and then all the talks of hiring me. Like I was still in the conversation. I still do shows when they come through.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you call it extra work, but yeah, that was the end of that.
Uh,
Yeah,
well, I'll be the guy that says their loss is other people's gain. Uh, I firmly believe now. As a matter of fact, had a guy on out of Florida, Mo Malik, was talking about how he felt like he was getting into the business too late. He was in his 32 is what it was like, and I just laughed at him. And I was like, bruh, this isn't the 80s and 90s anymore. Longevity in professional wrestling doesn't stop in your 30s, your late 30s. There are guys out there that are crushing it now. They're still well into their 50s. Fucking Chick Donovan is still wrestling at 78 years old. I ain't saying it's good.
yeah.
I'm just
That's
saying that he's out there wrestling at fucking 78 years old. It's
I got
possible.
a Chip story for you when you're ready for it.
Oh,
Chip is
let's
wild.
let's go.
Ooh.
So after this, I'm hot. Got all the momentum in the world. It's probably like 3 months later. I'm on a show now. I'm taking shows just for money because I'm doing like 3, 4 shows a week now.
Hmm.
Everyone's just seen on AEW Dark Moment. I took a show in LaGrange, Georgia. It was in a flea market. I was the youngest person on the show. I started when I was 30, so I think I'm 35. I don't know, somewhere around there. 33, somewhere between 33, 35.
Hmm.
Chip Donovan has an I Quit match. The guy he's facing is probably maybe 20 years younger than Chip, 15, 20. He's one of those old, I did concessions for WCW guys back in the day, those type,
Hmm.
where I might have had a dark match and I'm riding the wave and that type. I Quit blood feud match, supposedly a blood feud, blow off the match. Chicky gets out there, they chase each other around the ring for a minute and a half. They do the weakest punches you've ever seen. The man puts Chip in an arm wringer. Chip says, I quit and goes home.
I love Donovan. I think he's
I'm
great.
the I'm the ref of this match. Why I'm the ref? The smaller ref took a ref bump and he has a concussion. I'm the ref of this match.
Oh
There,
my.
all these people in LaGrange have come to see Chip Donovan because they're old and they're in with Chip Donovan. 3 minutes tops.
Well, they
Arm
got.
wringer. No bumping. Nothing.
Hey, listen,
Just I
man.
quit. I quit. I quit.
It's the nastiest arm wringer you've ever seen in your life, brother. It's the nastiest
They go.
one.
They go to intermission. I come backstage. The guy's like, "Hey, we called all this stuff. I was gonna do my moonsault. I was gonna do this, do that. We called all this stuff." He's like, "Hey, baby, you're a little too animated for me. Chicky don't bump."
Ah! Well, they got to see him.
I looked up. It's like the Spider-Man meme. I looked at Chip. Chip didn't know me and never heard of me. I'd never heard of Chip. And the guy's right there, and all of us looking at each other. He said it again. He said, Chippy don't bump. You know, you're the good guy, whatever. You're the hometown guy. They want to see you win. You won. Chicky's gonna go sell merch. And he went out there, sold merch, and went home.
I I mean, I'd have been pissed if I paid to see Donovan on that particular night, but I love him for that.
They paid good money to look. I ain't counting nobody's pocket,
No, no, we won't
but
get into
Chip
finances.
got paid.
Yeah.
Chip got paid. Got paid a lot more than I did, and I worked double duty and refed 5 matches that day.
Sounds like you got fucked. That's what it sounds
They
like.
literally went to Dick's and bought me a ref shirt because the ref was probably 5'4", 120 pounds.
Oh wow. Well, you you made the shot though, right?
Yeah, listen,
Tried to find the silver lining for you.
listen. I got paid. I don't. That I was laughing about that for months. Every time someone would get in the ring and would call something that I didn't like, I just look at them and say, Chicky don't bump. And apparently he's known for that. They did a whole song about it. It's wild. Wrestling's wild, for lack of a
it
better term.
man, but it's so fucking gratifying. It truly is. You know, I would pivot and get into something that I talked about at the top of the show. JB, I think you know where I'm headed here. Uh,
Mhm.
I want to talk a little bit about your feud with Deon Summerz. I in,
Yeah.
in PCW, Platinum Championship Wrestling. I think that the payoff to that is such an underrated fucking beach fight, a street fight, whatever you want to call it. It was wild. It was insane. The crowd was with it every step of the way. You guys had them eating out of the palms of your fucking hands from the time before the bell rang until the finish of the match. It was very fun to sit back and watch live on a stream, and I just want to pick your brain about it a little bit.
All right, so I'm gonna set this match up for you. This is me in my stride with my new character, Walking Devastation. This character is a mixture of, we're gonna say, Bobby Lashley and Chris Benoit. Now, I know that name's taboo.
Mhm.
He's intense. He's hard hitting. He don't care about nothing. He don't want to cut no promos. He just want to go out there and beat people up. Don't care about the match, win, lose. He's just an asshole. I have a match with um, Summers' mentor, Quattro.
Uh-huh.
And Quattro, this is when I started using the spinning 360 power bomb. I hit Quattro with the 360 power bomb, legit give him a concussion.
Whoops.
His wife, hey, I want you to stop wrestling. So Dion steps up to take his place. Dion wants to avenge his mentor. I think we did 2 matches. I would beat Dion up. Just fun,
Hmm.
lower tier stuff. And Dion, either Dion won, I don't remember who won, or we won, whatever. We finally get down to the beach brawl hardcore match. Dion's the little kid standing up to the big bad bully, David versus Goliath. The crowd loves Dion, legit hates me. And I don't know if y'all know Dion's mom. You probably don't, but Dion's mom is fine as hell. Dion hates me because I be like, "Hey, young blood, your wife, I could be your daddy." Because she's very educated, very smart, very beautiful woman. Dion knows I respect him, but different world, different place. Dion Diggs. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
um, I convinced her to start the don't do. I convinced her to start the don't do it. Diggs cut the promo. She cuts the promo, crying in the car. Don't fight him. look, we don't have to do this. This is going too far. Blah blah blah, whatever, and it just picks up traction. Now I got fans sending in the don't fight him, Deon. He's gonna kill you. Everybody, about 10, 15 people, we use it, cut a promo. That's the build up. I'm not promoting anything. Deon's just, I gotta do this. I can't let him do it. I gotta stand up for my people. We go out there, have the match. Booing me all start from finish. The music, moment the music hit. My music is meant for you to boo me. It's not fun. It's throw them hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to fight. Deon comes out, summertime. He's all serious. We go out there, beach theme match, beach weapons. We out there. I'm having fun. He's fighting for his life. The crowd's into it. We fight into the crowd. One of the highlights of it, because we was just like, we're just gonna fight and get a crowd what we want. Deon's doing something, and I was like, well, he's been working my legs, so he's trying to take my power from him. So I got to show him that I'm just playing around because I'm not taking the match serious because it's me. And I give Deon a low blow, and I just stand up like I'm flexing with Deon on my arm, and I hit him with a Samoan drop from the low blow. I think it was onto a thing of shells or glass, if you want to call it, and the crowd goes crazy. I hit him with the power bomb, dead center of the ring. 1, 2. No one's ever kicked out of the power bomb. Deon kicks out of the power bomb. Crowd goes crazy.
Yep.
He hits me with something, gets his pin in. Then Quattro comes back. I'm going to finish him off, I think, with a Vader bomb. And they both double power bomb me into the mess we made.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, this match had water gun, pool noodles, everything. I remember watching y'all go over it, and y'all was like, "What the hell? Did he just shoot him with a water gun?" I literally bought those fancy, high-powered water guns. Things cost me like $80 a piece. They hurt. They look like one looked like an actual gun,
Yeah.
and we are just out there shooting each other with the guns, leaving webs and like getting hit with paintball. And it was I've never taken a power bomb before, but we already knew the finish had to be me taking that power bomb. And I was like, oh, the whole time I'm in the air, I'm like, oh shit, this is what I've been doing to people. Boom, into the shells.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Crowd goes crazy. They celebrating. And I'm like, damn, I really just had fun in a match and enjoyed every bit of it. It's like that high from that match was crazy. Now it hurt for about a week after.
Facts.
But that match was beyond bananas. It's like going to your job, having fun, and just living out your dream. We were just two people going out there. Hey, y'all put us on early. This feud's been building up. That was we were the main event in their minds and in our minds, and we was like, we were gonna deliver.
And you did. You guys knocked that shit out of the park. That's the beautiful thing about watching the stuff that we watch is we don't ever see it beforehand. We're literally watching it live for the first time, and reacting to it authentically. And there's some shit that just pops us, and that was something that came out of left field. It was like for a hot minute, it was a dirty little secret match, but it's not a dirty little secret anymore because I think that there's been a match that has come I think it's come after that. That's called over in the UK, and it was a beach ball death match, is what they called it. I think that they took a peek at what y'all had going on over here, and pulled some of it over there. Yeah, Chuck Mamba, I'm looking at you. Well,
if he did, he got good taste.
I am just saying. JB, I know that you really enjoyed that match. We need to watch that back. We've only seen that match one time. We're gonna watch that back at some point just to get a refresher as our audience has grown and our platform has grown, put it in front of more eyeballs. I know that you really enjoyed that match as well, JB. So I want to give you the opportunity to talk about it for a second.
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing match, but I kind of want to pivot a little bit away from it,
Go ahead.
just because Or you were talking about, you weren't the one giving promos, you weren't the one, pushing it on. But I've been watching some of your promos back. I've been looking at stuff online, and I know in one of them you were the darkness that pierces the light, the man that comes to fight. You were doing lines that just had me sitting up like, oh, yep, loving these promos. As Chris knows, my ultimate fandom goes to Superstar Billy Graham, so I always kind of relate back to those. And I mean, when I watch you do promos, I mean, they are just amazing. And I don't know if it just comes naturally to you or you feel like you have to kind of prepare beforehand, but if you're just speaking as yourself, I mean, you're doing great work with those. And when I hear
I
you're not the
appreciate that.
promos,
I
I'm like, get more
appreciate that
promos.
because the promo that you're mentioning was literally after a match, and it was, hey, are you going to be here for? We're going to have a big battle royal for the show that's coming up at Center Stage with One Fall Wrestling, and I was like, I don't know if I'm doing that. She was like, cut a promo anyway. We're going to cut it right now. So I just cut the promo, and I've been working on this little catchphrase, the darkness that pierces the light. Simply because wrestling is flourishing right now. It's a very bright spot for anybody who wants to be in it. And I consider my newer character is like a throwback to the old days where when it wasn't for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like he just wants to show up, be grumpy, and fight people. It ain't fun to him no more. So when I said there's darkness piercing the light, it was just like, hey, this ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Let's show the bad side of it not just coming naturally for the people who got to work hard to get their spots and deal with all the politics. I love to fight, basically. That part was natural, but like I said, it was just off the cuff. I'm horrible at promos. For you to like that one, that just amazes me. Because my promos pretty much break down to fuck you, I'm gonna beat your ass. So
Sometimes that's all you
yeah.
need.
Facts, and it works for you. So I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I peeled the curtain back. When we stumbled into Georgia, obviously Skrilla was very instrumental when we just started getting this channel and figuring out what the fuck we were even doing uh, to turn us on to the Georgia scene. I remember looking at some of your work as we were doing that, and the first thing that came to my head was I knew exactly how I would book you. If I had a pen and I had a pencil, or I had the pencil and I was in a fit, if one
I
of
want
us,
to hear this. I want to hear how you
I
book me.
know exactly how I would book you. You're the unstoppable monster, and you don't. It isn't an immediate thing. The attitude of the zero fucks given because you don't need to give a fuck. They need to fear you because you can put the fear in them. And I say that because you've got that hard hitting style, and it is insane. I reference your Huckabee fight as just one recently that I can recall off the top of my head. You're you're very believable that you can kick the shit out of somebody. You need to enhance that. You need to play into that. So you start steamrolling people. You got to have a babyface champion that's got a lengthy run, 6, 7, 8 months. While they're running with the belt, you're as far away from that person as humanly possible. Your paths don't cross, you don't talk, you don't touch. There's no reason for you and this individual to cross paths. You're ascending up by just decimating every single baby face that's on the roster. You started with the low man on the totem pole and you're working your way up. If it's monthly fed or an every other week fed, this thing could stretch 3, 4, 5 months. You work your way up to this championship fight. It is a situation to where the crowd is going to expect it to be competitive, right? Because they've got this babyface champ. They got all their eggs in that basket. They're going to believe that this guy's it, that he is the man that is going to stop you. You fucking Brock Lesnar him and John Cena, Lesnar Cena from SummerSlam. It is not even close.
Remember that
It
one?
is
That was
a
nice.
steamroll. Not even in the fucking equation. You put this guy out, he doesn't come back for 3 or 4 months. Your reign of terror begins. and it runs another 6, 7, 8 months. Again, nobody can stop you. Handicap matches, it's not even close. You get all this momentum behind you, and your big baby face, who you've laid out, they've stretchered him out. He's 3, 4 months. He's out of the equation. He makes his return. Eventually, the showdown circle back around to it. Everybody's going to anticipate it. Everybody's going to be ready for it. This is it. It's the moment. The bell rings. You fucking low blow him. DQ. You've now pissed the crowd off even more, right? You leave him with the belt. You circle it back around to a bigger blow off, a bigger gimmick match. Babyface will eventually go over, but you have built yourself for 12 to 14 months as this unstoppable fucking heel. And here's the beautiful thing about it. There's so much independent wrestling all over Georgia, and you're so well connected, and you've had a lot of fantastic matches with a lot of great people throughout the entire state. That is something that you can carry to every fucking promotion and work it so well if everybody played into it and they set it up and sold it well. You would be the guy. You would be that giant, that motherfucker that when the bell rings, you don't know what you're going to get. You just know that somebody's going to get hurt and somebody's going to get hurt bad.
It's funny you say that. Right before COVID hit, we did that exact same scenario in a place called Carbon Hill. They gave me a tag partner to keep me away from the belt until it was finally time to get to the belt. We do the Carbon Hill is not a very friendly place for some people.
I pick up
So
on
we
some
get
of
up
that.
there.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, it was basically a sundown town for lack of better word. But we do that exact same scenario. Get the match. We had the last man standing match was the one where I get the title, and I had to get. Now I'm big, brash, loud, arrogant. I'm going through there. Security guard twice as big as me from bumfuck Alabama. I win the match. It was a what kind of match was it? Last man standing match. I win the match, and I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating like Kurt Angle when he Olympic slammed Mae Young and just had the excessive celebration. My catchphrase was back then, "You can boo me, but you can't beat me." This is in front of maybe 70 people,
Mm.
maybe 3 black people there. I walk up to this lady and I said something. I don't know what I said. It was off the wall on the moment. Her husband stands up. He says something. I look at her and I go, I see why you two are a perfect couple because he got all his teeth in the top and you got all the ones in the bottom.
Mm.
That starts a riot. The 2 security, they come pick me up. They're literally carrying me like some comedy type shit. They're carrying me out. I sling them both. And they look at me like, what the fuck was that? I just slung them off. I'm like, I'm the big heel. Don't carry me out of here. Next thing you know, the booker comes back. He's like, here's the belt. You gotta go. I was like, what you mean? We got a whole nother. This is in the middle of the show. He's like, yeah, the police are gonna escort you out of here.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, um, what? That is. I'm thinking it's just wrestling. I'm thinking we're all in character. He's like, no, you gotta go. For your safety. And I get a whole police escort out of Carbon Hill, took him to the interstate. And he was like, the police is like, I suggest you just go straight home. 3, 4 hour drive. And then 3 weeks before the next show, the booker's like, hey, can you send me my belt back? We can't book you anymore.
What?
I was like, what you mean? I did what you told me to do. I was like I'm from Alabama. I know about stupid racism. I'm not scared.
Mm.
Like I'm born and raised Alabama. I'm like, what you mean? I'm the hottest thing there. He's like, yeah, but I can't guarantee your safety. Um, yeah, I I can't guarantee your safety. You come back here. And I was like, for that? I just told them, they ain't got no teeth in their mouth. And he's like, no, they really hate you.
Yeah, ain't that the point?
And
Yeah.
he was so scared. And then COVID hit. But he was so scared that those people wanted to quote unquote hang me.
First
And
of
I'm just
all,
laughing.
yeah, fuck those people. Fuck all of them. I ain't got time for all that. That's some bullshit. That's Alabama. There you go.
That is Alabama.
Glad
That
I
is Alabama,
got the
yeah.
fuck out of there. And I'm first of all sorry that you had to deal with some bullshit like that. That's it's a sad.
It was funny to me, but yeah, I caught on. I was like, my tag partner was like, "Does that mean I can't go back?" I was like, yeah, "You blacker than me."
I mean,
I was
why?
like,
I wouldn't want to go back at this point. Yeah, fuck all y'all. I'm good. It's no.
but he was new, and it was one of his like he was a tag champion, and he was new. It was like he didn't get that many bookings. He was like, "Did we just get fired because we were good?" And I was like,
Okay.
"I guess so. I guess the teeth joke was a little over which was hilarious."
It was and it is. I think it's fucking funny because
Collectively, they had 5 teeth.
it's probably
It's
true.
classic.
That's why it's funny because it's true. I get it. I've seen those people in Alabama. You've been to a Walmart in Alabama.
Yes.
Jesus. Oh my God.
3 o'clock in the morning, you see it when it used to be 24/7. You see the words, but that was the wildest thing ever.
I mean, first of all, that means you just drew heat. That's all. That's what that tells me. Second of all, it means that they need to grow the fuck up. That's yeah. I don't want to get on that soapbox. Let me go here with you because you have again you've had the opportunity to work with so many people across Georgia. What are some of your personal highlights? Some of the things that you look back on, and you're like, yeah, that was good. This shit sticks out. Some feuds, some stories, anything
Uh,
that resonates with you today.
let me just throw some stuff off the top of my head. I had 7 championship belts at one time. I thought that made me the shit. Now I realize belts don't mean nothing because they don't mean nothing outside of the company you're in. I got to wrestle. My best matches didn't come from wrestling TV people. My highlights came from like wrestling people who I looked up to on the indies. Shard Jeter. Jeter's all of 7 feet tall, maybe 500 pounds,
Big
but
boy.
can move. Yeah, Jeter's a big one. Jeter can move. He's athletic. He got stamina for days. I'm talking about it's like Rey Mysterio and Yokozuna had a baby, and that baby was 7 foot tall and had the move sets of both of them if they choose to. Everyone always talks about the next big person facing the current big person.
Hmm.
Jeter is one of those people who came into the conversation. And when I first started, everybody was comparing us or whatever. And Jeter would always say, he ain't ready. He ain't worthy. He ain't did enough. I didn't know what that meant till I got in the ring with Jeter. And we had our match. I loved it. It was just 2 big men going at it. Jeter's the first person to make me throw up after a match. And he walks up to me. I'm laying on the floor. I'm dying. We probably went 15 minutes of just running, hitting each other's strikes. I don't think we did one wrestling move the whole time. It's just Jeter's one of those people. If you don't hit him hard enough, he'll look at you on your face, yell, "Stop hitting like a little bitch," and keep hitting you harder till he feels like you're up to par. And the finish for that match was me and him going back and forth, back and forth. I call it shadow clone jutsu, where I roll out the ring. I had a young boy who looks nothing like me, but our gear kind of looks similar. I mean, he's big, black, but he's kind of shorter than me.
Hmm.
And roll him in, distract Jeter. Jeter picks him up. This man had to be all of 250. Flings him German suplex style out the ring, pillar to post. I run in the ring. Jeter turns around. I hit him with the hardest clothesline I could throw because this man has been turning my chest into to lunch meat. The
Mm.
ring's about to break because we're doing strikes running across the ring post to post. The the cameraman who owned the ring, like boards are popping up. Like you two big guys are just doing. We've moved the ring about 2 feet
Oh
from
shit.
going back and forth, hitting each other. Corner splashes. I hit him with the hardest clothesline I ever hit him with. Because the first time me and him had a match, he beat my ass. It was a punishment match because I fucked up. I did something wrong.
Mm.
Beat my ass. And he said, "Don't you ever throw another clothesline until you learn how to throw one properly." I hit him with the hardest clothesline I ever threw in my life. Pinned him, rolled out the ring, took my belt, went in the back, throwed up, and just died on the floor.
Damn.
He walks out, walks over me, and says, "Good, now you don't hit like a little bitch. Get your ass up." Mind
Mean.
you, Jeter's the nicest person in the world. It's just the way he talks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have asthma. I don't allow people to know I have asthma. I went through the army with asthma and hid it from them. I am the type of person, asthma is not going to stop me. 3-sport athlete. Haven't used an inhaler in 15, 20 years. Not for needing to use it. Only 3 people in wrestling know I legit have asthma. My 2 trainers and Shard Jeter. Because I'm in the floor about to die with an asthma pump trying to catch my breath. And he's like, "Oh, you all right? Get your ass up. You all right." Been best friends since his day. One of my mentors. But that match meant more to me than any other match I had, simply because if Jeter don't like you, he won't work with you. And for him to be like, "That's that shit, dude. Yeah, yeah. Just give me the little rub." It just blew my mind. And I was like, now I gotta live up to this reputation that I have. And then everyone wants to book me in crazy ass matches now. So yeah, it was a double-edged sword, but I loved it.
I want to circle around to our chat real quick. Crown Prince Sam, as a fellow soldier, thank you for your service, good sir. Uh, so yeah, man,
Appreciate that. Appreciate it.
I did not know that asthma was a thing. I couldn't tell with any match that I've watched with you. That's
I
news to me.
refuse to use an inhaler. No one knows. Everyone probably knows. I refuse to use an inhaler simply because I hate people. People see fat, bigger people and they're like, they ain't got no stamina. They can't go. And I just, in training, QT knew. And I hated the fact that when he would pull me to the side and ask me, was I all right? Like while they're in there doing drills and all the lucha stuff, all the technical stuff. And I hated the fact that I would have to sit on the sidelines and look at it sometimes. Till I got to the point where I was just like, I'm never using an inhaler in front of these people. And I'm gonna learn to do everything they do. And I guess that trained my lungs to just do better. Because it knew it wasn't getting help.
Man, I commend you for that. That's fucking fantastic. Uh, to not let something like that hold you back under any circumstances and find a way around it. That's determination. That's exactly what that is. JB, we come around to you.
Yeah, definite determination. I know you've got some big matches coming up. I think you're going after the Kraken Championship soon.
Yeah, I
You,
gotta get my belt back.
yeah, and you've got some big things on the horizon. Is there anything you're really looking at that you're seeing as your next big opportunity, your next big conquest, so to speak?
Yeah. I recently started wrestling for a promotion, NTW. Now that's wrestling. Streamed on Roku and getting out to a bigger audience, and I'm trying to be the top guy there. We got some things planned coming up there that are just gonna amaze you. They're bringing in bigger people every week. We had Matt Riddle there last show. Um, I'm trying to. I want to feel like I belong with those people. Like um, my first catchphrase was "Prove it to yourself." Because everyone tells you can't do it. Now my catchphrase is prove nothing, but show everything. And I want to show people that I can hang with these people. Like I don't care if you don't think I can. I just want to show you that I can. I want these bigger matches. I want these bigger opportunities. Um, I'm old now, so I want to show you that young me was nothing. Like I'm hitting my stride at a late age where some people don't hit theirs. Period. So I'm just going full force right now. So wherever I take a booking at, because I've slowed down on bookings because I'm at the point where if I don't want to work somewhere, I won't work it. And if I want to work for you, you're gonna have a plan for me. You're gonna have something there, so I'm not just feeling like I'm here as a person on the card. And the things that we got planned and lined up are gonna blow your mind. I can't tell you, but they are literally gonna blow your mind. We're gonna shake the foundation of wrestling in a way that people ain't seen. But that's corny, but that's just what's gonna happen.
You've piqued my interest, and I I'm gonna check out more of it. What other kind of opportunities, big matches? JB just mentioned, Kraken is a new friend of the social media for us. Talking obviously with Dominic Stuckey later on this week, or not this week, next week, and he has got some
My
work
my,
going
my
on.
stablemate, yes.
Yeah. So we've got something with him lined up, and I haven't seen a lot from Kraken. What can you tell me about that?
Cracking every Thursday. Episodic show. You need to check it out. We just finished our season one. We the business, myself, Dominic Stuckey, J2 Strong. We ran Kraken, held that title for a year, finally lost it. I won the second ever Kraken Classic, which entitles me to a title shot, which is the match that will be on the 13th, July 13th, down in Tipton. I was supposed to be last month, but I literally dislocated my shoulder in a match with Moose on Now That's TV, and wrestled my match with him with a dislocated shoulder. Um, and I injured it again facing Charlie Anarchy in the Kraken finals. So I had to prolong, just kind of prolong that title match. But that's coming up. We got the Now That's TV thing coming up, and I just started going back to platinum. We got some things in the world where I'm literally just gonna have to re-establish myself and let people know who the fuck I am, because old Diggs is not new Diggs, and new Diggs don't give a fuck.
That remember what I did. Let me let me write you out something, brother. I got you. I got you. If you need something to throw that way, I love the fact that you're coming back to reestablish yourself and have that opportunity to do so, because the sky's really the limit, man. Truly, it is. And if anybody ever questions what you can do in the ring, I suggest them to take a look. Why don't you go out and see for your fucking self? Uh, you have you're getting some pretty big opportunities. You're getting in there with some top tier names that are on the scene. Like you just mentioned with Moose, etc. Uh, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the rest of 2025 has in store for you. Uh, I think that and I don't want to box you in as a big man or as a big guy wrestler by any means. I think that your believability of just kicking the crap out of somebody is too fucking good. And we see a lot of that throughout the indies across the world. I put you in there with some of the best. I would love to see you tangle. There's a guy in Australia, his name's Grim Basso. He's a plays a big Viking guy. I'd love to see you and somebody like that go at it because they're so fucking good. Any
Hey, make that connection, make it happen. I'm ready for it.
I have connections with the Fed and in general. Yeah, we can make some things happen. Try to anyway. Um, I think that you know everybody will want to book you as the big man in a big man versus a big man match. The difference between yours and a lot of others is yours are good. It's from It's from the psychology of it. It's not like, and some of them are very simplistic, but it's the delivery and how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, how you carry the match, how your opponent works well with you. I haven't seen bad chemistry, which is something else that, I mean, again, we really just scratched the surface with this whole conversation, but um, there's a lot to you that people need to acknowledge and see, because it's a piece of the game that not a lot of people carry, and you have a way of having tremendous matches with just about anybody I've seen you in the ring with.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And like you said, it's layers, but that's the scary part. Like we all know I'm this big, powerful, strong, natural country strong guy. But then when I bust out a Northern Light suplex in a match, you're like, where that come from?
Mm.
When I go to the top, he's like, oh, that's there. You know what I'm saying? I keep that, and I keep it just to let you know that there's more there than I'm using. I want you to not be as scared of what you know I can do. Be scared of what you think I can do in that ring, and it just makes matches flow so much better because you're not pulling out moonsaults and doing all that special stuff for the matches. It's power. Run your game plan till you got to deviate. And right now, that power game plan just works for me. Outrageous right now.
Facts, 1000%. As we start to wind things down, I like to, JB, let me come around to you first, and then we'll get into my final two questions for Mr. Diggs.
Uh, yeah, I'm mostly tapped out at this point, but I've been really enjoying talking with you and seeing where your future lies. I think there's still some really big things to come. I mean, they say age is just a number, and it is, because I think you have a massive run coming ahead of you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
Appreciate it. I'm looking for it. It's coming. Where it come from, I don't know, but it's coming. Like I said, now we just got to remind people who the hell I am right now. I took a little break after the separated shoulder, and now we just gonna have to show people who I am at this point.
Absolutely, and this is exactly where it starts. It started in 2025. You're on the way back. You're on the mend. You're going to get yourself back in the ring, and you're going to do the damn thing. With that being said, I have three questions for you because I now have added a third. I was thinking while you're talking, I was like, oh, wait a minute, let me add this in here now. I'm really big about manifestation and about bringing, you know, talking it into existence, if you will. With your, I mean, your lineage within the industry thus far, and you have traveled, you've been around, so you know what you're looking for, and you're very particular at this point about who you want to get in the ring with, or not necessarily get in the ring with, but companies you want to work with. What are some of the companies that you would like to get out there on the indie scene? Or obviously, everyone has aspirations of being signed. Outside of being signed, where are some top companies that has your eye that you want to try and get some work at?
Ooh. See, here's the thing about that question, right? Of course, I can give you a generic answer. I want to go work for AEW, WWE, but I've worked for both of them.
Yep.
So it's like you don't reach out to them; they reach out to you. They reached out to me. So as far as that is, they know where I'm at. They see what I'm doing. If they want me there, they'll call me. Um, but that's no longer the aspect of that's going to be the final goal for me. And I don't like to push that as that's the only way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I want to wrestle places that I can get good matches from now on. To be honest with you, I've had the crappy matches. I've taken bookings for money. I've had the great match. I want the great matches because I want that high of I did this with that person and they didn't expect it. I want that high of I had a good match and no one wanted it to come. I don't care where it's at. I did stuff with New Japan. I don't care. New Japan called me and want to do something. I'm there for it. I'm just here to enjoy myself and have a good time, make me a little money. And if I can't have a good time, like I said earlier, I'm at the point where I turn down bookings. I have a good job where I sit in a desk behind a desk and run a multi-million-dollar business. It's not my business, but I run it, a certain aspect of it, and I don't have to take bookings I don't want. Oh, you want me to come in and put your grandson over who just started wrestling 2 weeks ago? I don't want to do that no more. It was fun taking your money. I'm all about the road trip, enjoying myself and getting something, making the most out of every situation.
Mm.
And I'm not using up my bump card just to say I did it. That's I don't know if that's the answer you wanted, but
No,
I
no,
just want to be myself and enjoy myself at this point.
I hear you. That's why I ask questions. Some people, well, there'll be companies that they'll throw out there that they want to get to work for, try to work for. I'd throw that shit out there. But I also understand you and your perspective at this point in time. It's more or less about you got to make it worth my time and make it worth my energy and show me that you have a plan, not just a hey, come in here today, gone tomorrow kind of situation. And with that, with something of that similar nature, the second piece of this question, I guess, would be, with that, list of people that you want to get in the ring with, who are they? Who are some people that you want to get in there and tangle with? What makes you tick, I guess?
Um, let's see. Obviously, I want to fight my stepson, Deon Summerz, again. I feel like we need to run that back.
I love how you called him your stepson.
Yeah, that's my stepson. Even at a show, that's my stepson. He knows it. We kind of just accepted it. The marriage is coming soon. Um, Deon Summers is one. And I really hate to say names because I believe in like superstitions and I don't want to, if I say something, it never happens.
Hmm.
I've had 3 dream matches lined up and the day of the matches something happened. And I'll give you an example. Cruel was one of them.
Okay.
Everyone wanted to see me and Cruel do something together, and the day of it, the show literally got shut down by the city. Moose was one of them that happened. Um, I love to get in the ring with Braun Strowman,
Ooh.
Shelton Benjamin, childhood hero. Uh, let's see. I don't want to just call out names. Mr. Grimm up in DC area, Jersey
Yeah.
area.
Fucking right.
Grimm's my Grimm's my rival, even though we never matched. We're good friends. We've never had the opportunity to work together. Grimm is the epitome of I'm gonna do it because you said I couldn't.
Yes, sir.
Grimm, I could do all the stuff that you're gonna laugh at this. I accidentally did a 450 in a match one time when I used
Ooh.
to use the Houston Hangover as a finish practice match. It was in front of Billy Gunn, Christopher Daniels, and Lake Daphne. And he looks at me and says, "Don't ever do that again unless you're in front of 50,000 people on a pay per view." And
Hmm.
from that point on, I toned down my style. But Grimm is somebody I will pull that out for. Grimm is wild. I listen.
You ain't got to tell me.
Grim would be my retirement match because we gonna go out there and die in the ring. Because I ain't gonna let him beat me. I don't care who you got booked to go over. I ain't gonna let Grim outdo me. Grim ain't gonna beat me. It's gonna be a double knockout.
Literally saw Mr. Something with Mr. Grimm a couple of weeks ago on the channel here. And I mean, we've seen him on and off over the last couple of years. Yes, fucking
Grim's doing
please.
this thing in NWA right now. Look, listen, NWA, y'all need to book that.
Uh, mm, yes, yes,
Yes.
please and thank you. Jesus, that's a nice list of names. When you threw out Mr. Grimm, ooh, dude, I think that is tremendous, and I personally want to see that. Yes, yes, please and thank you. Uh, with that being said, I guess the last question I've got for you, and I'll give you the answer as to why I'm asking you the question once you give me your answer. I know that doesn't sound fair, but it is when we get to the grand scheme. Um, who should we be watching? And what I mean by that is, from your perspective, guys,
I don't like
girls.
people. You gonna ask me that?
Uh,
Let me see. Summers, of course, he's trumping along. My stepson, got to keep the money in the house. Uh, Let me see. Let me see. Because I don't really like people. Uh, I had a match with Edward Draven. I hate this guy. I really hate him with all my heart. But he's doing his hardest and he's trying to be different and he's working hard. So I can't fight that. Even Edward, you hear this? This is the only shout out publicly you will ever get from me in your life. I still hate you, and just know I'm gonna beat your ass if I ever get another match with you. Good kid. You got a lot of people. It's hard because it's like a new set of people every 12 weeks. Hard to keep up with people.
Mm-hmm.
What is the just got signed? Kevin Knight. Got to keep your lookout on him. He's really good. One of my close friends. Duncan Mitchell,
Mm-hmm.
Joe Black, Chip Day. Some people that are overlooked. They get their flowers. They deserve more. Uh, let me see. Joey Hyder, he's a guy coming along. I'll just put over people I like working with. Charlie Anarchy, Jay Wells. I hate you too, but you're getting there. You're clicking now that you're on your own. Did I say me? I'm gonna say me. Lamar Diggs, aka Walking Devastation, aka the darkness that pierces the light. Fuck William Huckabee. Um, Dion's not Dion Smoke. DJ Smoke. Yes, Smoke. Smoke's gonna be on somebody's TV eventually. That's pretty much it. I ain't getting nobody else no credit.
I feel you. Like the reason that we asked that question is because as you know, our platform's indie wrestling, dude. This is all we do. Whether it's watching full shows, whether it's spotlighting different people, different talents, everybody makes our list. And there's hidden gems everywhere. Now, fortunately for me, I'm very familiar with a lot of the names that you've dropped on me today, and that's just because I have been to Atlanta to see some wrestling and be able to be a part of it. And without you guys like who are in the ring, we don't know where all those hidden gems may be. So for those that we don't know who isn't already on one of our internal spreadsheets, they will make their way to them, and we will eventually, uh, as we're rolling through our regularly programs throughout our weekly, we'll get to looking at their stuff. And here's the beautiful thing about it. This is where what I really dig. I am all about first time watches. And when you're giving me names of people who aren't on my list, you're not just giving me them. You're giving me their opponents. You're also giving me companies that I might not know about. That may not that I may know nothing about, but I will go and then find out about them because you're right. Indie wrestling's thriving everywhere, not just here in the
Yeah.
States. It's internationally. It's on fire everywhere. And the more that we see, it's the more that we can expose to our audience who is along for the ride. And without guys like you who are getting in there doing it for our entertainment at this point, we don't have anything to watch. And there's no fun in that. Without the companies producing the content, again, nothing to watch. No fun in that. So, on behalf of all of us, I want to say thank you for getting in there and putting your body on the line and being as badass of a fucking dude as you are. Because I swear, your forearms ain't nothing to play with.
Like Wu Tang, baby.
That's right. I appreciate your time, man, and I appreciate you coming in and chatting with us tonight. Is there anything that you want to say to the people out there before we get ready to sign off? Any other plugs? Anything? The
Oh
floor is
yeah,
yours.
yeah. I'm gonna give another shout out to Akeem Young. That's another one of y'all. Another one y'all should look out
Mm-hmm.
for. The body snatcher. Him and Jay Alpha Miller running things in the South right now. Y'all need to catch up on them too before somebody snatch them up.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, just go out, watch, and enjoy wrestling. Support people because I'm one of them people who are vindictive. I get signed. I don't know you because you don't know me. So don't come up on just support wrestling, buy some merch. We ain't making no money for real. We going out here and we doing this because we love wrestling. We got a deep love for wrestling, and we just trying to entertain y'all. Go out, support the people, buy some merch. I'm just as mean outside the ring as I am inside the ring. So watch yourself. Don't let these glasses fool you. And just love somebody. Take care of your people because the world's fucked up right now. That's my good deed for the day. Good words.
Facts. Facts. JV, what would
Mhm.
you like to say to the people before we close it out?
Well, if everyone out there has liked what they've seen today, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, do what you have to do to get back here on CCP Podcasting, get to meet great people here like Lamar Diggs, and get to learn more about the independent scene because we always have more coming, more great events on the horizon that we'll get to watch. And it's a thrill a minute. So you never know what you're going to get here. So make sure you come on by.
Speaking of liking, sharing, subscribing, it's the easiest way that you can support independent wrestling. It costs you nothing.
Mhm.
Mr. Diggs' case has been on the screen the entire show. Right there underneath him over on Instagram, Lamar Diggs Pro. You need to go over and smash that follow button and support Mr. Diggs along his journey as he is about to go and capture championships fucking galore. You want to be able to see that. Share his stuff. Doesn't cost you nothing, and you're probably fucking around on Instagram anyway. So hit that.
You ain't doing nothing but watching porn anyway.
Yeah, hit
Give your
that.
hand a rest.
Hit that share button. Get his content out there because you never know. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Mr. Diggs, again, it's been a pleasure to have you here tonight. For Mr. Lamar Diggs, for JB of No Game Unturned, I am Chris Page. We will see you next time.